revered religious leaders, Senator, Minister, my council colleague, Anthony Peruzza, who represents so diligently a large Vietnamese community in his own ward. I'm very glad that he is here today. Xin chào. I join the Senator and the Minister and my colleague, Anthony Peruzza, in saying how important it is for us to be here today. And we get asked often, because we go to many of the things that are sad, tragic events in history to commemorate, and people wonder sometimes, why do you continue to do that? And as was said so well by the Senator and by the previous speaker, Dr. Lee, and others, if you don't remember these things, if you don't continue to tell the stories, including to those who are younger, then we'll forget. We will forget the tragedy, we'll forget the sacrifice, but we'll also forget the lessons. And we'll forget as well how precious our freedoms are here. And I think all of those things are served well by us remembering the tragedies of the past, these unspeakable tragedies that happened, including the Tet Offensive that we've heard about today. And so I want to say thank you to the Vietnamese Canadian Federation for continuing to remember and continuing to help all of us remember, because this, given the nature of this city and the nature of this country, which is made up more so of people who came from somewhere else than people who were here for generation after generation, it's important that we understand these things because they shaped your lives, and you now live here with us, and we are all Canadians and Torontonians here together, and we have to understand all of each other's histories and backgrounds, and the good and the bad, if we're going to live here together in what is the most diverse city in the world. It's also an occasion to celebrate the fact that things have unfolded so well since the arrival of the refugees from Vietnam. I was just at a book launch that some of you were at in the last 2 weeks. That's an account of the arrival of the Vietnamese people in Canada so many years ago. And I had, as I've said, you've heard me say before, I had the privilege, I was a witness to history in that I went to not only Toronto, but also to Calgary and to Edmonton and Yellowknife and Vancouver and Whitehorse to see the Vietnamese refugees arrive in Canada. They were people who were clearly traumatized by what they had experienced. They had nothing with them. And the proud story of the determination and the abilities and the talents and the skills and the goodness of those people is witnessed by the fact that here you are today, and thousands more across the country, people of accomplishment, people of contribution to this country, people that we are blessed to have as fellow Canadians. And what a proud story that is, of those people who fled the atrocities we've been hearing about today and arrived here to form a life where not only have they made a good life for themselves, but they've made a good life for so many other Canadians at the same time. And so I say thank you for that. Finally, I just want to mention to you that out of respect for all of that history, including the tragic parts that we're here to commemorate today, we will, for the first time, we've had a policy that has stopped us from raising this flag that you see here today at the City Hall. And I'll be moving a motion, I'm sure. Moving a motion at the March meeting of the Toronto City Council, I'm sure that it will be supported by Councillor Peruzza, that will make an amendment to our flag policy to allow this flag to be raised on April the 28th, Journey to Freedom Day at Toronto City Hall, as it has been raised on Parliament Day. And that is out of respect. It is out of respect for all that has happened, the bad and the good. But it is also out of great affection for this community that Councillor Peruzza and myself and the Senator and the Minister hold in such high esteem, a community that is making so many contributions to the well-being of our city. And I thank you for that, and I will look forward to what I hope will be a happier occasion in many respects, which is the first raising of that flag at Toronto City Hall. Thank you very much.